Hey everybody, and welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
Hi, and I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
Hey, so like I said, welcome. We wanted to show you guys today our Christmas book haul. So all the things that we got for Christmas. But before we get started, we want to remind you to hit that subscribe button down below. And obviously you can leave all the comments you want. We love comments. That would be awesome. But let's see if our husbands did good this Christmas. So they may have had a lot of prompting in order to get these things to us. We're not telling, they're not perfect at all, but I think they did pretty good. So I don't know what Mandy got. This has been killing us over the last couple of days, that we be able to show each other what we got for Christmas. So we're both very excited to see this. So this is all new to us, as new as it is to you. It's new to us. So we are really excited to get this started. So Mandy, how did the hubby do? Show me one of your things you got for Christmas.
The L. Thorpe Christmas book box, and it came with a ton of swag that she had individually wrapped everything up. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the swag and then the book that I got. Okay, so everything was individually wrapped, so it was a lot of fun, like getting this box and then opening a whole bunch of stuff. But she has a Dirty Cowboy series. I don't know if you've ever read anything by her, but she has the Candle Talk Dirty Cowboy.
Okay.
And then it came with this I have no self-control bookmark, a magnetic one.
I love magnetic bookmarks. We've had them for years through the company that I sold for. They're the best thing ever.
I have never used one before, so I'm very excited about it.
I've got a whole bunch.
It came with a ton of stuff, but like some cute cowboy boot earrings. But this is what I'm most excited about. The book, 25 Reasons to Hate Christmas and Cowboys. And then it is written to me and signed, so that's very exciting. So even though it's after Christmas, I'm still going to read this right now. I'm very excited about it.
So where did he get that book box? Off her website or off Etsy, or where was it at?
It was on her website. So she did like 100 Christmas boxes, and she was down to only a couple, and I was like, hint, hint, hurry.
Hello, go get this right now. Yes.
Oh,
yeah. That's how that works. Okay,
this is my only Christmas book that I got. The other books that I got are not Christmas books.
Yeah, I have a hard time with Christmas books because for both of us being mood readers, I'm always like, okay, I'm going to read these books at Christmas. And then Christmas time rolls around. I'm like, I don't want to read those. I want to read the other stuff that I have just sitting here that's popped up. So yeah, 100% agree with you on that one. Okay, so what I got, I had to go to Etsy to get this. This came off of the author's, she has had an Etsy shop for this. So I haven't read this book yet. Normally I buy books that I have read if I'm personally buying them. Like they're books that I know that I love. Why want the box open? But I figured I'm going to love this one from what I've heard. So I'm hopefully not going to be let down. But this is from Jess Weisskopf. This is her, this is a hardbound copy of one of her books that everybody talked about this last year. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but it is Between Wrath and Mercy. So it's from what?
I was just going to say that cover is really pretty.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this, from what I can tell, from what I've heard, I think it's Faye, and it is signed by the author. I do believe it's Faye. So what it says here, because I don't know 100% what it's about, it says a mother will do anything to save her child, no matter the cost. I mean, obviously. So when Emmeline Highclare's daughter, the one prophesied to bring peace to the three kingdoms, is taken by the enemy, she'll do anything to get her back. Emmeline has lived the past 16 years in isolation with regret and grief, her only companions. But nothing can stop her from finding her daughter and taking revenge on those who would hunt her. She must face her painful past and seek help from the one man she never thought she'd see again. So it says this is a story about a mother's love, the long path through grief and guilt, and an everlasting romance spanning kingdoms, years, and utter devastation. So this had better be as epic as it sounds, because I am in the mood for some epic romance. So
you do like your Faye books.
I do. You know what it is? It's the epic romance part of it. Like it's the yeah, like they'll do anything to save each other, and there's always battles and the thing. We went and watched Avatar this week for my son's birthday, and I was sitting there the whole time going, dang it, I need an epic love story. Like that's what I need right now, and I'm not getting that. So maybe I'll get it out of there. So yeah. So what else you got?
Okay, so next I got a Reveal book box. It's the first book box in the subscription, so it's the romance ones. So there's 4 books. Do you want me to show you all 4 really quickly?
Yeah, so the thing with Reveal book box, for those who don't know, is when you go to Reveal book box, you click, and I don't know if the hubby did this, or I don't know how. Well, it's the first one, so I'm not sure. But when you subscribe to Reveal book box, you can click all the tropes that you're interested in. So are you into dark romance? Are you into cowboys? Are you into sports? Like you click all these things, and then from there they send you books.
I think he picked all, and I think that's what I told him to do. And then I might go back in and adjust that as like the book boxes come. But so I got 4 books. And honestly, I haven't heard of any of the authors. So
a lot of the authors are typically newer. I think they're all indie authors.
I don't even know how to pronounce this author's name.
You got me.
So this is Refuse to Lose. It's a sports romance, but reading the back, I'm still not 100% sure what it's about. It sounds like he's a hockey player, and he's kind of like everybody's best friend. And then but he's also a player. Obviously, aren't all hockey players a player? And then she is a pediatric nurse. He's 10 years older, and they meet, and it just sounds like this is kind of their love story. So I'm really interested in reading it just to find out more about what it's about.
Okay.
Then we got Out of Love by Ruth Cardello. I think that's how it is. This is called A Fake It Till You Make It, even if it means swapping lives with your twin brother. And that has me very intrigued. So
yeah, that actually sounds really good.
So I'm going to read this, and I will get back to you on one of our bestie book teas on what it's all about. But it's definitely moved its way to like the top of my TBR.
Right.
I'm sure it's a trope that's done a lot, but I have not read a twin brother like swapping trope yet.
There was a holiday one. It might have been in a Christina Lauren book last year. I might have sent it to you because I didn't read it, and we'll talk about that in our next videos that we do. But it has a cartoon cover. So I think it's twin sisters that meet twins or brothers, and then they do. I don't know if they do some swapping, but I know it's a twin situation. But I don't know.
Then I have London Lovers by J.R. Gale, another author I've not heard of. I really like the cover though. It's intriguing. So it says he's possessive, dominant, and gorgeous, a lethal combination for my heart. His dominant personality is just too much. And she's like, it sounds like they have a one-night stand. And then 3 years later, he storms into her life again. And they just need to start dealing with some baggage, it says. So I'm not really sure what it's about, but I'm intrigued. So I'll probably be reading it eventually. I don't know that it's going to be on my number 1. I need to read the back more thoroughly. I just reading over it, I'm like, I don't really get what exactly this book is about. But sometimes the books with the more vague descriptions turn out being like the best books.
Sometimes it's better to go into books blind. That's why I like to do a lot of my books. I don't read reviews beforehand because of that. I want to go in blind most of the time.
I know, because I find that sometimes when I read people's reviews on like Goodreads, that if they don't like something, then it starts to bug me too. And it might be something I wouldn't have thought about. So then this is the last one from that book box. It's called Never With Me by Kaylee Ryan. It says that she is a New York Times bestselling author, but again, I haven't heard of her, but I'm not always the best when I read books at remembering the authors. So there's that. This is Ramsey and Deacon, and it's a blind date photo shoot. He's the kind of guy that she thinks her heart could be safe with. And he says, I never saw her coming. One date with a beautiful stranger, and I'm hooked. Technically, though, she's not a stranger. She's his little sister's best friend, the same sister who volunteered me because she claims I'm a workaholic in desperate need of love. So we'll see what this is about. I like the brothers best friend trope.
True.
It's not necessarily like my favorite. I guess it's how it's done. So that came in my reveal box.
Because for me, like, I think the reason why I have a hard time with brothers best friend trope is my kids are 16 months apart. I have an older son and then my daughter, and my daughter's first boyfriend was my son's best friend, and I'm like, it's no big deal, you know. It's kind of expected when you have an older brother that you're going to be around their friends. So then again, I didn't have a big brother, right? Neither one of us had that, so
I feel like we might have missed out.
I honestly think we really missed out. Dang it. Big time. So, okay. So the other book box that I got, so here's the deal. These next two book boxes that are mine, I am a subscriber to them. And because, you know, Christmas and being a mom and Christmas is always about the kids, these two showed up just before Christmas. And I was like, dang it, I am wrapping these up and throwing them under the tree, because if I wanted anything like this, I would have just asked the husband for it, but it was already coming. So I was like, perfect. I'm wrapping them up. I'm throwing them under the tree. They're going to be, I knew who the authors were, but I didn't know what books were going to be in here. And for the one that I'm going to open now, my Arcane box, I don't know who the author, like I know who the author is, but I've never heard of the author. So this is going to be fun. So I've been a member of the Arcane Society. What?
You know who the author is, but you've never heard of the author?
I know who the author is because they announced who the author is for the book.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
But it's a new to me author. I've never
Gotcha.
read this author. I've never heard of her. I do like some, you know, like some fantasy. Obviously, I love fantasy romance, but I'm not crazy into fantasy. I mean, I have my handful, and that's about it. So I've been a member of Arcane since they started last January because I'm a member of Mystic Box. So I was able to sign up. So I love these boxes. If you like them, get on their wait list. They are so worth it. I think they're the best book boxes out there. And we got to meet the owner when we were in Seattle for the last book thing that we went to for the
the Mystic Box.
Whatever. Yeah, for the yeah. So it comes with the enamel pin. So this is the one it's ruled by blood. This is ruled by blood. This is obviously a Fae box. I'm 99.999% sure this is Fae. And then it comes with this beautiful book art of the characters from one of the books.
Ooh.
Which this one got a little bent, so I'm going to be not happy about that. And then this one, good God, that girl has some, wow. That's what mine looked like before they took them down. So,
oh my gosh.
And then a letter from the author. So,
that's
which is
cool.
Yeah, they've been doing this for all of them. And because I knew we were doing this, I haven't even taken them out of the bubble wrap or opened them yet, really, to see for myself. And I stayed away from all spoilers on the page because I wanted to see when we unwrap together.
Oh, I went to town and opened all my stuff. I was so excited.
I mean, it's all good. So the best thing about it is they come in these bags, which is great. I use the bags. Nice. I've seen some people put them in like using a embroidery hoop, and then you can put the enamel pins through, like if you put them in the embroidery hoop and pull it tight, and then you can put the enamel pins on here and hang that. So that's what I have the stuff to do it. I just haven't done it yet. So there's that. Oh. And then they're wrapped in plastic, which you need to take them out of the plastic if you get these, because if you live in any place that is damp, or I hate the word moist, but you know what I mean. If there's humidity of any kind, they'll mold if you don't take them out of the plastic. So this one, which is kind of hard with the ring lights, and I can't open them, but this is, so the author is Alexi Blake. So this is The Cursed Crown. And let's see, without the ring light situation there. So obviously this is signed on the inside. This is a special edition cover. It just says he needs her to unify the Seelie forces. She needs him to forget about that nonsense. So I don't know which one is first and which one's second. Then this is ruled by blood. And I think this is the same series. Nope, because these girls have different hair. We'll figure it out. This one says, once upon a time, there was a princess with no notion of right and wrong, and a queen 1,000 times more twisted. In the realm of Tenebris, we'll go with that, Home to the unseelie folk, curses are served for breakfast with a side of betrayal. Valerie was born a threat to Queen Morgana. She survived her wrath because she never stepped out of line until one night, one man, one war. Now that he's unchained, Valarie's consumed by a desire to drain the lives of all those around her, and yet her decisions shape the fate of the entire realm of the Fae. Sometimes the world needs a hero in a land of shadows. It might just need a monster. Wow. So yeah, another fun Fae one. So we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know how that one goes when we do our bestie book tea. So there's that one.
All right. So I got 2 Belle surprise boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say that I liked those the best out of the book boxes that I got. They just had books that were right up my reading alley, I guess you could say.
So for those who don't know, Belle Arcane and Mystic Box are all owned by the same person. She runs all 3 of them.
Oh,
with her team. Yes.
So I really liked these. And I got on the wait list because I want to start getting it every month. They're
bi-monthly, so every other month.
Is it every other month?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I signed up for it regardless, however it is, because I really liked it. And I liked the books a lot. There was a little swag, but I really don't need a lot of swag. But there was some fun stuff in there. There was like a really cool purse and some other things that I really liked.
Like your monthly boxes that they get, they don't actually have the swag anymore. The swag that you're getting was because they were mystery boxes.
Yes.
Yeah, because the cost of paper has gone up, and the cost of, because now these books have like, you've got the sprayed edges on all of them, which I forgot to show for my other ones. And so because of that, we voted on it a while back, and we were like, we'd rather have that than swag. And so typically there's like the art is in there or whatever, but in the monthly boxes, you're not getting it.
Yeah, I definitely would rather just have books. I mean, I like the swag, but if you're getting that consistently, you're going to have more than what you really need.
Exactly.
So most of the authors, I think, if not all the authors, I was familiar with. So I'll start with, I've been on Isla Madden Mills. Or Ilsa, sorry.
Ilsa Madden. I was going to say Isla too, but when you were like, it's Ilsa, I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I looked that up just to make sure, but I've been on a kick of hers. I really kind of just enjoy. They're great what you would call a palate cleanser, like when you've been reading some books where you're just like, I just want something a little more light. I feel like her books always have a strong plot. Her character development is always really good. So this is Beauty and the Baller. I have not read this one, but it's actually on my TBR. It's a football romance. It says 2 years ago, a quarterback fumbled a one-night stand. He is gorgeous, talented, and brilliant. He has the world in his hands, but after losing his career and his fiance to a car accident, which we can kind of see where this is going, he falls into a pit of grief and bad choices. And then this mysterious girl shows up to a party. He feels drawn to her and makes her his, but only for one night. And she's a former beauty queen. And 2 years later, they run into each other, but he has no idea who she is. And it just kind of, is going to go from there. So I'm excited to read this one. I've read quite a few of her books though recently, so I'll probably put this on the shelf for just a little bit while I read some of the other books on my TBR, but I'm definitely excited to read this one.
So was that the only one in there?
No, I have...
keep going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is Helena Hunting, another author that I've read quite a few of her books.
Mm-hmm.
Usually her books have some great humor in it.
Oh my gosh, she has me laughing so hard I'm afraid I'm going to wake the husband up at night.
Yes, her hockey series was hilarious.
Series, yeah.
Hilarious. So this is Love on the Lake. I'd actually not heard of this book. It says family secrets, troubled past, love is always complicated in Pearl Lake. It sounds like there's a romance. He's dropped out of college. She's like the dutiful daughter, and she's going to be forced to face her own demons, which of course we don't know what it is, but can he love her even when she can't love herself? So this sounds like it could be an interesting read. It doesn't sound as hilarious as I'm used to this author being. So
Right.
I'm thinking this is going to be a more serious read from her, but I love authors that are diverse. And so I'm sure she can pull that off well. So this will definitely go on my shelf to be read later, but it is definitely one that I want to read. It's just different from what I'm used to from this author, just because I read her whole hockey series, and it's hilarious.
That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So was that the only one? Those were only the two that came in that one box?
No,
because you said you had one box that had a few and then another box that had a few more, right?
Yeah, so I put them all together on my shelf because I was so excited when I opened them, and I don't remember which came with which. I did get a Megan Quinn book in there, and this one came with like the book plate. So this is Runaway Groomsmen. It's a pretty decent one. I don't think I know who Megan Quinn is. I have her on my TBR, but I cannot recall if I've actually read anything of hers.
Yeah, I don't think I have.
So he runs from the altar and finds love in the place he least expected. He's a Hollywood screenwriter, and his ex-girlfriend ties the knot with his very famous best friend, and he runs out of the wedding. He goes to stay at these cabins in Canoodle, California. I meant to look that up to see if that's a real place. I feel like it has to be made up, but who knows?
I've never heard of Canoodle, California.
So the lady, I don't know that it actually says her. Oh, Fallon. Fallon is her name, and she runs the Canoodle Cove Cabins, and she's struggling trying to keep them going, and he goes to stay there, and you can kind of see where the story is probably going to go from there. So he's kind of just trying to hide out. She's trying to get her business going. It's a long one though. 449 pages. It's funny. When you read on your Kindle a lot, like when you get to a book that's 449 pages, it just hits different than when it's on your Kindle.
Right. When you pick up the physical book, you're like, what? Whoa. But we read books like that all the time.
Yeah.
Let's do Mystic Box. So I've been a member of Mystic Box for 2 years now. I signed up right after the infamous Penelope Douglas box that had Birthday Girl, because I saw that and I was like, I need to be a part of this group. So way before they had wait lists, way before all of that, I signed up for Mystic Box. So I've been getting all of their special boxes since they started, well, with the exception of that one, which is like,
have you read Waitlist?
What?
Have you read Waitlist?
No. By who?
Oh, you said way before they had a wait list. I thought you were talking about the book wait list.
No, but if you have, we can talk about that.
Let's talk about that book in another video, but sorry.
Okay, it's all good.
I cannot function without thinking about books, apparently.
Yeah, it's okay. So I knew that this box was going to be Jennifer Hartman. I don't know what books are in here. I haven't opened it. I just saw the
I'm so excited.
I know it is just because I saw the art, and I'll show that to you in a second. But I knew that since we both love Jennifer Hartman and we both have read several of her books, like I was like, I have to just wait and see, because it's all special edition. They're all signed. I'm hoping I can get in and take off the plastic to see the insides, but I don't know that I can, because there's always some beautiful art on the inside of each of these books. But my fingernails don't work to open things. I have to have these fingernails for work, but they just don't work in everyday life. So, okay, let's see what's in here. See what books we got. So,
I am so excited. She is such an amazing, diverse author. Really is.
Okay, Still Beating. Isn't that gorgeous? I really wish that I could get off without, I don't want to damage the sprayed edges. No, we're not going to do it. And then it's got the gold sprayed edges. Still Beating was one of my favorite reads. Was it this year or last year that I read it? Whenever it first came out, it was just so good. Yeah, so do you remember what it's about? You remember what it's about.
I
So for
love
those
it.
who don't know, it's about a girl who gets kidnapped by a serial killer with her sister's fiance, and they're held captive together, and they're forced to do things to each other, and then it's like the aftermath of that. But and they don't really like each other when they're kidnapped. They,
Yeah.
for the most part, right? It says it was only 3 weeks, but it's burned into every cell, every vein, every tainted pocket of my soul forever. And so is she. So that's him that said that. I can't remember their names, but oh my goodness. Okay, and then you just read
Excellent
this one.
read.
Lotus.
Oh, another good read.
Yes. So this one, and then here's the sprayed edges. Aren't they gorgeous? So for Lotus in the book, in Still Beating, they mention, I think at the beginning, a boy that had been held captive for years and had just been found. And Lotus is that story, right? It was a boy that was held captive, right? Because you just read it.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So then the art. So then there's a message. There's a note from the author. And then, so here are the characters from Still Beating.
I need to lean in closer.
You need to like stare.
Yes.
Yes. And then in Lotus, one of them drew cartoons, right? Like they drew the Lotus Chronicles. He did. He drew the Lotus Chronicles. So here is.
Oh, so
with
cool!
The raccoon and everything. How cool is that?
Yes.
I'll send you actual pictures of this so you can see them up close. But aren't those cool?
Yes.
I love this box. These books are so gorgeous. So gorgeous. Both of them are amazing books as well. I mean, I really enjoy both the books. So, okay, so we are going to actually bust this into 2 different videos so that you guys can see everything and that they're not like 3 hours long. So join us for our next one. We'll show you the rest of our book haul. Until then, thank you for joining us, and make sure to leave any questions or recommendations down in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Yeah, and thanks for joining me with my bestie to look at what we got for Christmas. And we'll see you in the next video.